Hello everyone at JNUC. My name's David Price-Compson. I'm here from the Jamf Data Science team, and I'm very pleased to introduce Naam from MagicWorks, who's going to do a talk on attack and suspicious events cause analysis workflow. So welcome Naam to the stage.
And I can start after this, right? Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to Attack and Suspicious Event Cost Analysis Workflow. In this session, I'll be talking about how we can create a cost analysis workflow by combining Jamf with Splunk product, along with some additional tools which I explain later. Okay, so to give a quick self-introduction, my name is Naam. My name is Nanisha. You can call me Naam. I'm a technical engineer at Magicat, which was the first Jamf reseller in Japan. Just to tell you a little bit more about me, I'm originally from Thailand, but I moved to Japan for my master's degree in information system on 2016. Then I graduated in 2018 and working for IT support for 2 years before joining current company Magicat in Tokyo. Since joining the company, I've been working on cybersecurity research and developing IT security solutions geared toward Apple device. And okay, and then, sorry, I was a bit nervous, a little bit, yeah. And then, so my focus is on the integrating Jamf with other SIEM products, and I will be introduce one of those integrations with you today. Okay, wait. Okay, during today's section, I'm going to introduce a cost analysis workflow that I've developed, along with some tools and processes that I use during development. I will also show a demo video at the end where you can see the step both from the user machine and the IT admin. And so you can better understand how the data received can be analyzed. So let's get started. By using Jamf product to increase your company device security, we can accomplish the following. First, we can detect malware, malicious attack, or other suspicious behavior. Next, we can capture relevant information about the security breach attempt from the affected device system log. Next, we can use that information to develop a remedial workflow to stop the attack or malware. So I began to develop this workflow because although Jamf Protect allowed me to respond to alert once it occurred, I had no way of tracking what actually occurred before the breach. During development, I ran into two main setbacks. First, there was such an enormous amount of information received that sorting through in order to begin the cost analysis was time-consuming. And second, even after I sorted through any relevant information, finding the best point in time to begin the cost analysis was not always clear, making the entire process needlessly frustrating. So to solve this, I utilized Jamf Pro, Jamf Protect, and a SIEM product called Splunk to develop a workflow that can simplify and speed up the cost analysis process. By using the SIEM products such as Splunk, we can visualize the data and quickly pinpoint the best time frame for the cost analysis workflow. Okay, by using this workflow, you can then pinpoint the source of the security weakness and solve the problem at its root, and also prevent the issue from occurring again. In order to create this workflow, I use multiple solutions from different vendors. Starting with Jamf Protect. When an alert detected from managed device, that device automatically added to Smart Group in Jamf Pro. From here, the workflow policy will begin to run remediation for the breach, stopping the attack or malware by using the policy or configuration profile combining with network isolation. During this time, both Aftermath and DepNotify tool will be installed on the affected device if they were not prior to the incident. Next, Aftermath Jamf open source incident response tool will run and gather all browser history and system activity on the affected device. Okay. The GUI progress bar pop-up that appear during this process powered by DepNotify. And then next, once the Aftermath finished gathering the data, it's sent to a Splunk as a SIEM product I use to visualize and analyze the data on dashboard within the app. First, the IT admin will then receive notification via Slack that the log has been received, along with a link to access the dashboard. From that, the admin can begin the cost analysis with all the data easily accessible. In order to demonstrate this process, I have prepared a demonstration video so that you can see the workflow run in real time. In the first part, you will see the process from the affected device screen. And the second part, we'll go into the analysis that the IT admin can conduct on Splunk from their own device. So now we will start watching the screen of the affected device. So as you can see, when Jamf Protect detects malware attack or other suspicious behavior, this pop-up is shown on the device. In this case, it will kill the process of the attack and isolate the network. Then, Aftermath begin to gather all browser history and system activity for further cost analysis on Splunk. It usually takes around 10 minutes to finish the whole process. And because of the network isolation, the user can't search any website. So once the analysis is done and the issue is resolved, then the IT admin can revert network setting back to normal from Jamf. Okay. Yeah, so now let's move on to the IT admin screen. As they utilize the Splunk dashboard to identify the time frame that the cost analysis should be conducted within. So on the dashboard, there are 3 components that the IT admin will reveal to define the time frame. The system, the activity categories, and the browser details, and also the browser history and process details, sorry. And all of this data was transferred using Aftermath. So first, let's talk about the event categories. So event category is the system activity category. So with this information, so we can know what kind of activity happened at specific time. So example of event categories is installer, login, syslog, process, and much more. To get more detail on the process event, you can review the process detail section, where the process involved in the listed event are shown, such as batch, Jamf, sudo, and framework processes. In this demo, I use Safari as my browser. The browser history component which shows the domain name used in device search history. So browser history example is jamf.com, google.com, gmail.com, and dropbox.com. So in the following video, I will explain how this component relate to the analysis, and from there, we will see how the admin is able to use this data as a starting point in determining the cause of incident. Okay, now we will move to the Splunk analysis part 1. So first, let's look at Slack. So once the aftermath data is sent to Splunk, then a notification will be sent to predetermined Slack channel. And then the results shown below. By clicking the link shown in the message, the IT admin can then see the incident dashboard on Splunk. And then there are also an option to set that notification to be sent to Slack when the alert comes from Jamf Protect. So yeah, as you can see, so the IT admin can visualize what had occurred before the aftermath was running. So in this sample, the reverse shell happened on Namtest MacBook Air, severity level is 3. And then let's move on to the Splunk dashboard. So normally we get the 24 hours of data from aftermath as a default, but this time I retrieve to retrieve the data to only last 6 hours of data from aftermath, and you can see the change reflected here. Okay. And yeah, I would like to explain about the dashboard. So on the top, there is time, hostname, and event filters. This filter can be adjusted at any time. And in the event filter, the asterisk or wildcard is added, so all the results are shown without filtering. And let's move to the number event on the left-hand side. So the number event that we can detect on the last 6 hours on the affected device is shown to be 584 events. And then among all the event types, there are 247 events from aftermath and 337 events from unified logging. We don't use only aftermath data, but we also include the Jamf Protect unified logging data for more details. Let's move on to the event type. So from the aftermath data, there are Safari history, syslog, Safari download, process, and install event type. While from the unified logging, there are sudo event, gatekeeper bypass, airdrop, and the file preview event type. So these are the sample of the filter I set in unified logging. So if you would like to know more specific data, you can add more filter in Jamf Protect unified logging function. So let's move on. So here, event sort and event type in time chart format. So first, let's look on the left-hand side. So as you can see, around 2 p.m., aftermath data come the most, which is 208 events. And also there are 20 events come from the unified logging. And in the event type time chart, yeah, around 2 p.m., you can see that the install event has the highest number of events among all event types, which is 143 events. And there are also the 36 events from process and the 24 Safari history events, respectively. And let's dive into more detail. So please keep in mind with this exercise that we try to find the best point in time to begin the cost analysis. So Yeah, let's move to event categories. The event category details shown on the right-hand side, the time shown across the top, and the number of events at specific time shown on the right-hand side. For example, this time, the yellow color means that the number of events is more or equal to 1, but less than 12. And then let's move to this one. So you can see that one process event at 2:18 p.m. So the process event can have a very wide meaning. So we will explain on the next section. But let's see more. So among of these events, we found 3 that, interesting. So first, 21 installer event at 2:25 p.m. This means that user must have installed something on that device. And next, so there are 4 package script service events at 2:25 p.m. This means that the script must be installed from the package. And then the third point interest are syslog, login, and software updates. So let's move to the process detail below. This one is come from the process event on the event categories. So the reading is the same. So on the left-hand side, you can see the process detail. Details here, listed here. And then the time shown across the top. And the number of events at specific time shown on the right-hand side. In this case, the yellow color means that the number of events is equal to 1. And you can see from the left-hand side that there's a bin sudo bash command executed during last 6 hours. And for reverse shell event, so we can see that there was 1 sudo event and also 2 bash events at 2:25. So this one I feel suspicious that it might occur. This one might be the trigger of the reverse shell event. But from the alert time, I think the one that caused the event is the bash command. But let's see, there's a lot of event happen about 2:25 to 26 p.m. This one. And also we found another interesting one, 3 system library framework. So this one also another interesting event, I think. So from process detail, let's move on to Safari history time chart. So on the left-hand side, show the domain name in device search history. So let's see the co.jp. When you see co.jp, of course, it doesn't tell that much. So let's move on to Safari history details, where it tells you more detail about URL. For example, the co.jp is actually worldwideweb.google.co.jp.com. So google.co.jp, so it's totally fine. And we look each of the domain that have been searched. So jamf.com, google.com, totally fine. And then github.com, as you can see, there are 7 events occurred. This means that the user might have access or maybe have downloaded some code from here. Then gmail.com, youtube.com, again, I feel that it's totally fine for me. And the last thing on the top right is box.com. So box.com is third-party storage, so it's a bit suspicious. And then let's move to the Jamf Protect information. So this part, in case that you didn't set the Slack notification, the first one, you didn't set Slack notification to be sent when the alert comes from Jamf Protect, then this place is the place where you can check whether what kind of alert happened. So in this case, in the last 6 hours, there's 1 alert happened. And that alert is the reverse shell per command. You can see on the right-hand side, there is a blue part. So once you click on the blue part, it actually jumps to the Jamf Protect console for more details. And then let's move on. So to recap, we have searched for the best time frame to begin cost analysis using a 3 visualize panel. So we found the interesting event at 2:19. on the process detail graph, the system library frameworks. This process happened a lot at 2:19 p.m. And next, let's see another interesting event. At 2:20 on the Safari history graph, we found the event at 2:20 where the user accessed the GitHub. So there's possibility that they might have accidentally downloaded the code from here or some program code from here. So just keep in mind first. And then next one. So our last interesting event was found at 2:24 in the event category graph. The installer process was executed a lot, so there's a chance that the reverse shell might have been executed during this time. Okay, so right now, so we can deduct from that three result that we get that we will start searching the event at the earliest time, which is 2:19. So for now, we will start searching the event from 2:19 and up until the present date in that case to see what kind of event has occurred. So let's begin. So this one's Splunk part 2. So here is an overall event detail. So this detail, I got the information from Aftermath and also from the unified logging. So it's combined here. So we try to search for the event at 2:19, and we found on the page 44. So the user has executed some of Jamf Protect command you can see here. And let's move on. In here you can see that user has searched for the google.co.jp. User has searched a lot of events here. And user also searched for the Jamf Pro documentation, as you can see down below. And then, user also has searched github.com. We found one here on the second row, but user searched for the Aftermath in Jamf repository, so I think it should be fine. No worries. And let's see more. So users search around events, so gmail.com, youtube.com. And now we found another suspicious one. So the user has searched for the box.com, as you can see on the bottom row. And user not only search the box.com, but user also download it, and we get the information here. This one is a download link. Once the user downloads the file, then Gatekeeper jumps in, and Gatekeeper rejects the file. As you can see, that is saving in rejection record. And you can see from here that the package name is GitHub desktop.pkg. And you can see from the path that which user is the one who downloaded this file. So the user is testfv. And let's move on and see more details. So as we go more and more, we can check the file part again here. And now you can see it's all install process. So it means that, it start installing. So let's see if there were any interesting event here. And let's jump forward more. This one, nothing interesting so far. And now we found another interesting. So we captured the Gatekeeper bypass by using unified logging. So the user has cleared Gatekeeper bypass, had cleared Gatekeeper rejection record successfully. And as you can see on the bottom, so user successfully opened the package file. And let's see more. So now a lot of install events happen here. So it starts installation, as you can see here, the install event. And you can see on the third line that normally when the package installed, the administrator permission was requested, and user already granted so it means that after this, all the package or the file in package will start install on the event. As you can see here, it start install inside the file inside the package. And let's see here. Oh, we found one, sorry. So that was this one on the third row from the top. So it says that the installer process prepared to install the post install script. This post install script maybe, if you don't know, so it's the script that after you install everything from the package, then it will start executed. And this one is post install script. So let's see what kind of script the installer tried to execute. So let's move forward. And now we can see on the second row from the top that we found some of the script here. If we see carefully, let me move a little bit. So, okay, so if you see, so you can check what kind of script or command the installer tried to run. But if you see the behind /bin/hh-i is actually interactive shell command. And we can see that in front is a per, using per language, and even have some IP address. So if you see carefully, it's actually the reverse shell command. So normally reverse shell attack, they use some kind of interactive shell command. And as you can see here, you can check even the IP address of the attacker. So in here is 192.168.128.178, and the port is 1337. And they use the per command, so become reverse shell per. So if you don't have knowledge about the attack, you can always check out at the Jamf Protect event details. So alert detail, they always show what thing that they detect from, and that's the piece that you're looking for. But so for now, after we rewrite everything, so we found out that, we found out the reverse shell command already. So let's see the next slide. And this is the analysis from Splunk. And then let's move to the next slide. So from this result, we were able to find the reverse shell command at 2:25 p.m. during the installer process of the package. Since the package came from box.com download, we can now open up box.com and investigate the downloaded file. Also, to make sure that the same incident not happening again, we can now report and restrict the use of third-party storage options such as box.com, or even strengthen the firewall or packet filtering depending on how strict your company rules are. So as a next step, so currently we only use Aftermath data and unified logging data, but of course we can add even more information by utilizing the log from Jamf Protect telemetry and also Jamf Security Threat Defense to get more insight on what actually occurs inside your machine. And we can also add and improve remedial solution for each analytics. So the thing we detect this time, we detect by using the Jamf Protect analytics function. So in each detection, the way that we solve it, might be different. So in that case, you can customize more. So in this case, because it's a reverse shell, so I use a command to kill the process of the attack. So I kill the batch process and then perform the enable isolation to make sure that there are no additional attempts during the analysis. And then let's move. So now that we have identified what happened, let's get behind the scene demonstration of what happened before the workflow began running on the user and attacker side. So let's see here. So let's see at the user side first. As you can see, user open the Safari browsers and user search for box.com. And user try to download some file here. So once the download is completed, the user try to open the package for installation. However, the gatekeeper stopped the user from opening the package and warned that the package came from an unidentified developers. So of course, the user still bypass it by going to System Preference, Security, Privacy, and choose to open it anyway. So after that, the package begin to install the software and execute the command hidden in there as well. As you can see now, it requests the administrator privilege before it starts install everything from the package. Okay. So now let's look at what attackers seeing. So here is the attacker terminal. So first we need to roll back a little bit. So the attacker must open a specific port, which in this case is 1337, which the attacker prepared before the user launched package. And they wait until the user execute the command to connect to the port that they have opened. So once the user connect to that port, then they have remote access to the user computers. And as you can see, the HS line here, okay, is showing up. It means that the access is going on between the attackers and the users. And as you can see here, that the thing usually the attacker do at first, so they try to export what kind of information, export the information on the user computers. So as you can see, the attacker tried to get the basic information such as username, computer name, serial number, and much more. And however, since we have the workflow setup running on the user machine, the reverse shell process is queued and the user is disconnected to the attacker computer. You can see here that the shell line is gone. It means that the user and attacker is disconnected from each other. And yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much for listening to my presentation. It's my first time, so I'm so nervous. And thanks again.
Thank you, Nam. Yeah, we've got a few questions, so that's great. And if anyone in the room has a question, we can take those as well. But if you can, put them in the app. The first question, which I think is a bit naughty, but I will still ask it, is it possible for malware to infect the computer before the workflow stops the file download?
Yeah, this one is a good question. So I believe that there's more chance that, yeah, that might have an attack method that something can go through fast. And in that case, yeah, that's possible. I can say that there's small chance, but that's still possible. But the thing is, with my workflow, we can still finding the cause of the incident. And also, if it's happened, yeah, we can, I'm sure that you might not use only one workflow. You might use other security solution as well. With the other security solution combined, of course, we can, yeah, deal with that. Yeah.
Great. Another question that kind of builds on top of that is the dashboard that you showed us in Splunk, which was great, by the way. Is that available publicly, or is that only like customizable that you've built yourself?
So for now, because this one is still first run of my project, so it's still not yet public. But feel free to come. And of course, I can give you the advice, or if you need some more detail, yeah, let's talk about it.
Nice. And I think at the end, we'll try and get your details out as well. So
okay.
You may have, this question is a third. You've got loads of questions, by the way. Okay. They say, sorry, but if you mention it, but what product handles the network isolation you talked about in your remediation workflow?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, of course. So which product out of the, you think you talked about Jamf Protect, you talked about
yeah,
Jamf Pro,
so
which one handles the network isolation?
So in this case, because so network isolation, this one I use totally script, and the program that I use to deploy it is Jamf Pro. So I use Jamf Pro to deploy the network isolation, but except the Jamf communication and Splunk communication. That's why after I put the network isolation, of course the IT admin can still take it out from the user machine after that by using a Jamf Pro. Yeah.
We've got some more questions coming. Thanks, guys. Two that are basically the same is, do you have any documentation that you can share with us, whether that's on Splunk or on MagicWorks?
Actually, I gathered some script that I use for this, workflow. And I think it should be uploaded on my video on the website. Yeah.
On GitHub or on the website?
Yeah, so I upload in GitHub and
nice.
I post all the, description mostly, and I make, document and upload on the JNUC portal.
Okay. Is it on a handout? Okay, so there are handouts, guys.
So feel free to share
Great.
out. If you have a question or you, encounter the problem, feel free, to contact me after this.
Cool. And then we have a question on Aftermath.
Yeah.
How do you escrow the Aftermath reports before adding the data to Splunk?
So I use the command. So basically, as I say, so the Aftermath. So can you say
No, of course.
question?
So
Sorry,
they're asking like how do you like change any of the data before you after Aftermath, but before it gets to Splunk? Like what changes are you making to the data?
I see. So I add a little bit of information. For example, the device name, device serial number, so on. So the device information, I add it because when I run Aftermath, mostly the data is show the event description, the category, the time, and that's it. So I need to add more information so when I forward to Splunk, I can separate from the other machine. Yeah.
Great. And then I think your last question, at least through the app, would be Aftermath recently had an update. Does this workflow use that newest version of Aftermath?
So this one, unfortunately, this one is the previous version. So of course, recently the Aftermath has a newer version which includes more information, and that is the next step for my projects.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions in the room? Can't see any hands. So how can anyone here or anyone at home contact you? Can they go to LinkedIn or GitHub or whatever?
LinkedIn and GitHub. Maybe GitHub's the best because I post some information there. So feel free to message me anything, anytime. Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks again, Nam, and thanks everyone for attending.
Thank you so much.